Oh my God. Speaking of things you want to know, I think we have teased this freaking live recording debacle so much that people are like, spit it out just already.
Tell us what happened.
Tell us. Okay, so let's get into it, you guys.
You guys, it's Thursday. It's Wow Award time. We are still giving y'all cruise content. We still have stories.
We're still swaying on land. We're still going to give you cruise content until we stop swaying.
We are still swaying on land, but I have a quick wow that I was waiting to tell you. We were getting preps for the cruise. Okay. Now you remember the Halloween party was right before we left.
Yes.
I had done some things on my laptop with my passport before, we had to like fill in some things for the paperwork for the cruise, that kind of stuff. So I'd sat on my couch upstairs and done that.
Okay.
Well, days go by. We are getting ready for the Halloween party. That's the Saturday before we leave.
Mm-hmm.
Do you recall that we removed a section of our couch to make more space?
Yes.
Okay, so we were like, we'll move this section of the sectional. So we start to move it. Matt moves the cushions and he kind of lifts it up and tilts it. My passport slides out of the bottom of the couch. I'm talking in a place of the couch that we would not have
found.
Yeah, it was like on the interior underneath side of the couch.
Thank God you chose to move that section of the couch.
I said to Matt, I'm like, babe, like if we had not done this,
you wouldn't have known where it was.
I would not have had a passport.
Would you have thought like, well, this is where I was sitting?
Absolutely. I would have known exactly where I had it last.
Yeah.
But because it slipped in that weird kind of, almost like where the rum springas were.
Oh, not the rum springas. Ooh, calling back.
Yes, but because the
Amish would have known because they build furniture.
Yes, the Amish would have known. They would have said, did you check the springs?
Yeah.
So anyway, thank God
that we had your party
and moved
that part of the couch. Well, someone put it in our private group chat, like, don't forget your passports. And
I did. After that, I was like, ladies, don't forget the passports.
I definitely would have forgotten mine.
Yeah, you and I think my sister was like,
I was like, oh, that's right. We need passports. We're going out of the country. And I went and grabbed it at that moment and I put it in my computer bag that I know I bring out all the time, everywhere, just in case.
Because of maritime law. And let me tell you, my new favorite phrase is
maritime law. We did mention it several times.
I love saying maritime law.
And it just makes us sound fancy, smart.
Yes.
Like, oh, if you get in trouble, you're not just getting sort of arrested. You're going to have to deal with maritime law.
It's like longitude and latitude. It's all of these words.
Wow.
Like you're charting the waters. You're obeying maritime law.
Oh my gosh. Well, I definitely want to obey maritime law. I do not want to get in trouble, which is why I got so nervous.
You did. Yeah.
That's why I got a little nervous because here you are. You've been shoving maritime law in my face.
I was.
For days and days.
And then here they come for us during our live recording.
Knock, knock, knock on the door.
Let's go back to the beginning.
Obviously, Hillary Duff.
So as soon as we get on the boat, we get checked in, we do all the things we need to do, the bags, and we look at each other and say, let's go firm up where we're going to do this live recording tomorrow.
We knew that this was going to be the hardest part of it all.
Yeah.
Because we did not have a private room. Now, if we had booked, what we had been told is if we had booked enough people on this cruise, we could get a room just for us for the live podcast recording.
Yes.
Okay, we did not. We did not meet our numbers. And for those of you who are like, oh my gosh, I just thought it was going to be so big. I'm not sure where y'all missed us constantly promoting it and begging people to buy. So wasn't going to be big if like 3 days prior, we're still like, you can still get last minute deals to go on this cruise.
You're so right. Like we had people DMing us that were saying, I didn't want to come because I thought the crowd of podcasts would be so big that I would feel overwhelmed by that. And like, I wouldn't know where I fit in. And we were giggling at that. I was like, no.
No.
We have the opposite problem.
Yeah, it was the absolute antithesis of that. We initially, when we even started talking about it, said that we had 30 rooms.
Yeah, we did say
that. So at the most, 2 in a room is 60 people. Okay. Now we do know that's a lot of people.
Yeah, it is a lot of people.
But not so much that you would just be lost in the shuffle. And
no.
But yeah, as we went through these last 18 months and, wouldn't shut up about it, just begging people to please take pity on us and come join this cruise of ours. Yeah, it probably was an indicator that we didn't have too big of a group.
Yeah, we didn't have too big of a group. And because of that, we weren't given a private space.
We weren't given this private space. And so we were definitely worried about that. But we are optimists.
Yes.
And mixed with realism, but never pessimism.
Yeah, we just thought it'll work out. Something will reveal itself.
Yeah, well, once we get on there, we'll start walking around the ship. We'll find somebody. We will befriend a crew member.
Yes.
We will sweet talk someone. Like, this is usually what happens when we're together.
Yeah.
And we know that.
Yeah.
And it's really great to be us. Sometimes. So we get on there and we do a little recon. So much so that on floor 5, on deck 5, we walk past Spotlight Karaoke and we walk in there and we're like, this is a small room. It's got a little stage, but not too high.
Yeah, it's just a little baby stage with tables and chairs.
All the tables and chairs are already facing the stage.
It literally looked designed for us to record a podcast.
It did. It was like, this is exactly where you will record this podcast.
Yeah.
And so we had walked through it and thought, this is what we're going to go ask for.
Yeah.
So we go to guest services. Josie just happened to be standing in line anyway because she was looking to get a room upgrade maybe, which she couldn't because every single room on this cruise was booked. Not one was left open. That's how popular it is.
Yeah.
So we're all kind of together. We kind of go and jump in with her in the lines and she's already there. And we go up to this girl, Mila. And we're just explaining what's going on. Like, hey, we want to record our live podcast here, because we didn't book enough rooms, then it was kind of taken away. And so what are our options now?
Where are some quiet spaces on this ship? What do you know that we could go do? Now, we mentioned the karaoke room to her, and at first she thought we meant, okay, so within that karaoke room, there's some little side rooms where you can have your own little private karaoke party.
If your local soul meet is, we've done it. We've rented it for different birthdays. But that idea where you have a private room that you can go to.
That you could do karaoke. But those little rooms they had only fit 10.
But that's what they thought. So they got our hopes up.
Yeah, because she was like, well, you can rent these for $60. And we thought, $60?
Steal. Oh my God. We'll pay double just to have it.
Take my money.
Yeah.
But then she said, oh wait, no. The max is 10. And then
I was like, we want the main room.
Yeah, give us the main room.
Spotlight Karaoke. Can we not have that room? Like, if nothing else is booked in there, it's a karaoke room. Are people doing karaoke at 10 a.m.?
Yeah. Can we have it at 10 a.m.? And she was kind of hemmed and hawed about that. But she said, go to the music hall.
Well, she called someone on the phone.
Yes.
She called like her higher up.
Yeah.
And the higher up got on the phone with Josie because Josie technically was like the booker of the rooms. And so Josie's talking to her and the woman is like, listen, we can't just give you the karaoke room.
Right.
We were still willing to pay. We were like, no, we'll still pay. We can't take the tiny private room, but we would still pay for the larger room. No, we can't do that. But there is a place on the ship called Music Hall. It's on 8 and 9, basically.
Yep.
Music Hall never has anything going on because their first shows of the night or their first shows of the day are at night. So it's just like this big, open, beautiful space.
Yeah. That's just empty all day.
That's just empty all day. So y'all can just go up there. You need it at 10 a.m. Great. Take it. So we are so relieved.
Yes.
We go up there immediately to go do some recon.
Yeah, we check it out. It's great. There's tables, there's chairs, there's a place we can sit.
We figure out how to turn off the overhead music that's being piped in.
Yeah.
And all of our, different friends have kind of found us on the ship along the way up there. And they're like, this is great. This is great. So we have our hopes up. 10 a.m. tomorrow morning, we tell everyone in our private chat, pajamas, patches, for eye patches, not pirate patches.
And podcasts.
Yep. Be there at 10 a.m. Music Hall 8. Okay, great.
Okay, so 9 a.m., she goes off to get us some breakfast Sammys. I go up to the music hall with the equipment. I said, I was
also going to find us paper and pens so people could write.
Yeah.
So I was on deck 5 doing all that.
So I said, you do the sustenance, do the little errands. I will go up. I'll start hooking up equipment, cords, all that, get everything
She's
looking
the sound engineer, the editor. She does all that.
And so I go up there and I'm starting to do my thing. It's just me. But I do notice that on the little bar to the right, there were some coffee makers and some juices that looked very fresh. Okay,
yeah.
Very fresh. Not from last night. They were fresh. I could see the condensation. Let me put it that way. Okay. So I'm like, all right. Well, I'm just going to keep going. So I'm hooking up. Well, now here comes some catering looking guys and some guys wheeling food in and some guys kind of coming in and out.
Mm-hmm.
And as I said on last Tuesday's episode, it was kind of the Spider-Man meme with the guns where we're all just pointing at each other, kind of going, we're giving each other the side eye because they're looking at me like, well, she's setting up. She obviously should be here. Yeah. And I'm looking at them the same, but I'm going.
Maybe they thought you were like a DJ or something.
I think they thought I was part of whatever group was coming for their food and treats and drinks. And so finally, I have no choice. I go, hey, what are you guys setting up for? And they said, oh, we have a graduation party in here starting at 10. And my heart sank.
Yep. You texted me and you're like, SOS.
SOS, 911.
Maritime law.
Maritime.
But SOS is a ship thing.
It so is. Yes. It so is. I hoisted the colors and I said, emergency, we got a problem. And so he gets on his phone. He's got his little radio phone because he took what I said to him. We were told we could use this for a podcast. Yeah. And he took that very seriously, which was really sweet.
We love that.
And he said, let me try to figure this out for you. So he's on the phone and they're trying to figure out, well, you told them to come here, but we're here for this and we're back and forth. And finally, I just concede.
Yeah.
And I say,
they're setting up way more than we are.
I just say, there is a full-blown graduation party, probably for friends of Bill W.
Yeah.
coming in here at 10. And I am losing time now. It's 9:20. It's 9:25. And
while she's texted me this SOS, and I'm like, I'm on 5 anyway. I'm walking over to guest services to see what the hell happened.
Yeah.
And I thank God, Mila, because no one sleeps there.
Yeah, Mila was there.
Also working again.
Thank God. So you talked to Mila.
I talked to Mila and I say, hey, Mila, babe, it's double booked. Kristen went up there to set up our podcast and there's a graduation party setting up. She's like, what?
Yeah.
I'm like, yes, this is very much happening. We do not have a lot of time to hem and haw. We've got to figure this out. She said, let me call my boss again.
Yeah.
She calls the boss. I get on the phone with the boss now.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm like, ma'am, you double booked us. You said that nothing was happening at 10 a.m. in this room. We went up there. Something is very clearly happening in this room. What do we do now? And at this point, she's like, well, just in case this ever happens again, a group is 16 or more. And if we had just known ahead of time that you had 16 or more and you wanted to record it, we would have given you a private room. I'm like, that's not helpful now.
It's just not.
Thank you. There will not be a next time. So we don't even have to worry about that. And I think I said that. I said, there won't be a next time. We've already decided that. So now I need this time. Yes. This one and only time now needs to be figured out. And so she goes, I just don't know what else to say to you. And I said, what I'm hearing, and I'm now talking to her and to Mila, what I'm hearing though is that anywhere on the ship is open to the public.
Yeah.
Right? Like I've seen people walk into Schooner Bar and get their laptops out and work.
Yeah. I've seen groups of people working.
I've seen groups of people meeting and working and doing co-work and all that sort of stuff. We have seen a myriad of people, especially groups, doing things in little pockets around the ship, certainly of places that they have not rented out.
Yeah.
She goes, no, the ship is open. Any public space is open to anyone at any time. And I said, so if I were to find a quiet enough space and I wanted to talk to 22 people in a group setting, I can't be told no.
Yeah. If it's open, I can use it.
If it's open and I can use it. And she was just like, technically, yes. I said, great. I'm going to the karaoke place I tried to book yesterday. I hang up the phone. I say, Mila, bye. I forget to get the paper and pen because of all of this.
Yes.
I get to the karaoke room, send the group message out. Hello. We are now setting up in the Spotlight Karaoke. Please meet there at 10 a.m. Again, pajamas, podcast, patches.
Yes.
Keeping the theme.
Keeping it positive.
Yes. We're not going to let on anything has been going on behind the scenes.
Yep.
And we start setting up, and it's great. My mom and sister show up.
Oh,
Sister Lauren shows up because, of course, they're best friends, and they go everywhere together. And Jackie brings her crossword book with her.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, please start tearing out the tiny strips of paper. That's where those came from.
I didn't realize that.
Yes, Jackie had her crossword book on her because she was going to, I guess, do crosswords until our podcast started, and was ripping tiny pieces, tearing them. So the sisters, of course, manned this.
They did. They really, it was all hands on deck. Maritime law. Helping us now scramble to get things right.
All of these popular phrases are truly from the shipping or, the boating of yesteryear.
It is. It's from the open seas because that's what all people used to do.
It's either Shakespeare or Sailors. I almost said soldiers.
Sailors.
So I'm going to try one more time. It's Shakespeare and it's sailors, and everything comes from them. And sometimes farmers, but like the OGs of the world were really setting us up for all these popular phrases we still use to this day.
You are right about the farmers too, though. I feel like there's a lot, the early bird gets the worm or whatever.
It's all the people who had those blue collar jobs.
Yes.
I mean, I guess they were all blue collar jobs.
Everything used to be blue collar. Unless you were a king.
Yeah, obviously. In case
it was king and then blue collar.
Yeah, everything was. I'm like, gosh, no tech bros then. Such a stupid comment. Okay, just pretend I didn't say it. Anyway, so our sisters are fluttering about. My mom is doing her stuff. Mm-hmm. Everybody is really pitching in. What can we do to help? What can we do to help?
Yeah.
But we're good. We're like, we got it. We're setting up. We got the chairs. We got mics. We got cameras. Everything is good. People are starting to arrive. They're filling out the papers.
And you know what? In that karaoke room, there was some music playing too.
Yes.
But some great gentlemen who had on the official captain's uniform.
Like the white ones.
The white with
the cording and the...
Yes.
Yeah.
A couple of them came through and we said, hey, do y'all know how to turn off this music? They helped us do that.
Yeah.
They were so sweet. Hey, have a great day.
Said that the alarm might go off every once in a while when the doors open or close. Yeah. No big deal. Nothing's happening bad. We're like, fine, we can always wait through it and take it out if we need to, but it just adds to the maritime law.
Yeah.
So we're seeing employees is our point. We have people behind the bar getting us glasses for our mimosas. We have people opening and shutting the door. We have people talking to us about what we're doing. Yes. And none of it seems nefarious.
No.
Okay? So we start to record. We do our bit. Y'all already heard it. You heard the Jeff stuff. You heard it all. And then at the end,
you may have heard at the end.
Kristen took some out, but you heard at the end.
Yeah.
Us be like, huh?
So you're talking about 23andMe.
Yeah.
Your mom's,
if I'm British.
Your mom's letting you know you're not British.
No.
And you, in the video, you can see both of our eyes cut. And the reason we both really cut is because they stomped in there like it was a raid.
Yeah.
It was a raid.
Like they're the Gestapo.
Gestapo
was what you said.
Was the word I used. It was giving Gestapo. It was giving black boots. And do you have machine guns on you?
Like what?
They stomped in there. And we're both like, hi.
Like we're recording a podcast about nothing. And you're coming in like we have broken maritime law to be truthful.
Yeah.
And I'm like, huh?
And so y'all don't hear that because I edited that down, but it was kind of a long conversation between us and them. You explaining the Mila of it, the music hall of it. Josie chimed in, hey, we were told this. It got double booked. They said we could come here. And the guy says, who shut these doors?
Who shut these doors? And I, from the stage, go, I don't know. People have been in and out all day, including your employees.
Yes. The employees have been coming in and out.
And letting it shut behind them. So if the guys in the white uniforms and the gold cording and the name tags, Royal Caribbean, captain speaking, are letting them shut behind them, how are we to know that they shan't be shut?
Because he said those are emergency doors.
Those are fire doors.
Fire doors. They have to remain. Well, we don't know that. Your team is going in and out of here.
I'm like, yeah, sorry, but your own employees let them shut behind them.
Yes.
So how were we to know that that wasn't allowed? And also, you double booked.
Yep.
So we are scrambling.
Yep.
We are doing the best we can based on the information that I've been told. I also was told this is a public space. You are allowed in it.
Yep.
So here comes another girl. And at this point, I recognized the voice. I said, you're who I spoke to on the phone, huh?
Yes. The shorter woman.
Mm-hmm. The shorter woman. I said, I recognize you. You're the one I spoke to on the phone, right? Yes. Okay. Well, you told us that a group could gather. She goes, I don't have a problem with that. That is true. However, we have trivia for dummies at 11 a.m. in this room.
And people are waiting outside.
We have a group of people waiting outside these closed doors that shouldn't have been closed. And they are waiting to come in for trivia for dummies. And I'm like, okay, well, we didn't know that. Again, when I said we can sit anywhere at any time, and I said, great, I'm going to take the karaoke room. You could have taken that time to say, there is going to be something at 11, so y'all are going to have to wrap up and be out. But you didn't tell me that, did you?
No.
So I'm sorry that your communication is lacking. It clearly has been lacking this whole time. So the WOW award here, wow. is the Royal Caribbean line of communication with the private rooms.
Yeah.
So if Josie and Winnie are told it needs 50, then why are you telling us day of we needed 16 to book something?
Correct.
If you are telling us to take the music room, it's wide open, then why is a graduation party going up there?
Correct.
If I tell you that I'm going to take the karaoke room, why didn't you tell me that there was something at 11 if we were taking it at 10?
Correct.
So wow award on Royal Caribbean is the communication, specifically by that one woman.
Yes, I
Not
think
by
so.
Mila. Mila, you are collateral damage in the whole thing.
You know what? Honestly, Mila is a star.
She tried her best.
She really, really tried. She tapped her fingers on that computer. She got people on the phone. Mila was a strong, assertive woman in this
This is not your
situation.
problem, Mila.
No.
You were just the collateral damage.
was
So
great.
your name did have to be said to that woman. But I talked to her directly. So she knows P to P.
P to P.
It's you and me, babe.
Yeah, P to
It's
P.
you and me. So we are sorry to the podcast that recording was cut short.
Yeah.
That it wasn't the full length. We
Yeah.
did give you a full length wow at least.
We did give you a full length
I mean,
wow.
an extra long wow.
Yeah, an extra long wow.
And this week's episodes, I feel like, are longer.
Yeah.
So hopefully we've made up for a little about that time.
I truly was not stressed when it happened because I looked at the time. I said, we got at least 45
did.
minutes. I'm happy with that.
But I just feel like sometimes it takes us 45 just to get into the meat and
It's true.
potatoes.
I mean, we were really in the groove. But let's tell about what happened in that 2-minute span of time as we are now being kicked out by the Gestapo.
Yeah, we are being kicked out by the pirates have taken over the ship.
Yes.
They have come on.
Yes.
They are now kicking us out of Spotlight Karaoke.
Yes.
All of our podcasts are fluttering about. And my mom says, I have one more prop. Because as we had said on last episode, Tuesday's episodes, my mom had brought a bag of props.
Yes. And so
to the live recording.
we gave a shout out to the baby oil.
Yeah, you already heard about the baby oil. But I'm kind of trying to pack things up.
We're pulling cords out of the laptop.
Everything's happening. I don't want to shut the laptop because I don't know what's been saved or what hasn't been saved.
Yeah.
And pulling out the microphones and moving the chairs back to where they are. And all I hear just in the distance is
and I whip my head around, and there is Mary, hunched over her little table. Her phone is out so that she has her sheet music, and she has a recorder, and she is playing "My Heart Will Go On" penny whistle solo.
on a penny whistle. Well, on a recorder, but it's giving penny whistle. And she said, Kristen's like, oh my God, are you playing My Heart Will Go On? And mom's like, yes, I've been practicing this for a month. And I wanted to play it on this here podcast
During the live recording.
during Maritime Law. And so she did.
And so she did. But here is the best part of this for me.
Okay.
In hindsight of that,
Yeah.
it's a flashbulb memory because it was so chaotic. I felt like, okay, there is a scene in Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yes.
And what it is it's the master of the ship, the captain of the ship is walking down the steps, and they do it in slow-mo, and all around him things are exploding.
Yes.
So the wood is flying in front of his face, and things are exploding behind him. People are dying. There's fire, but he's walking real slow, and they filmed it really cool.
Yeah.
That's how I felt
Yeah.
when I saw Mary playing that recorder. I slowly walked towards her with my phone. All of you are around me, zip, zap, zapping.
Yeah.
But all I can hear is
That's all you can
My
hear.
Heart Will Go On. So I whip out my phone
Thank God.
and I immediately just record Mary. I said, don't stop.
Don't stop.
Don't
Just
stop.
keep going, Mom.
While all these girls behind me are screaming, crying,
Grabbing
throwing
bottles.
up, I want
Grabbing
you.
bottles of champagne, getting the mimosas, getting that captain's hat with all of our words in it, packing up the computer, turning off the lights, grabbing the
the
microphone.
eye patches.
Everything swirling around, and Kristen's just slow-mo filming my mom do My Heart Will Go On. But it's also giving that end of Titanic.
It is. It's like
When
the ship was
everything-
going down.
And those people, remember the iconic quartet
Yes.
is playing that song, that
Yes.
haunting song.
Yes.
Because everything is falling apart, but that's what's happening. And what is so funny about my mom,
The ship was
think
sinking,
of it.
you guys. The
Think
ship
of
was
it.
sinking.
My mom is playing My Heart Will Go On, which is the most famous song from Titanic about a cruise liner sinking. And our podcast was sinking. And it was so funny and ironic. And it just, you couldn't have asked for better. Until my sister says, oh, you should hear Or maybe my mom told the story, but she's like, oh yeah, I don't think everyone liked me practicing this because I decided last night after dinner, it's like 10 p.m., 10:30, and I think to myself, I need to practice the penny whistle a little bit longer. I need to practice My Heart Will Go On the recorder just a little bit more so I'm really good in the morning before I get there for your live podcast recording. So I decide to go out on the balcony. I'm on the balcony and I'm practicing.
Playing My Heart Will Go On the cruise ship balcony for all to hear.
And that's when someone like shouted down like,
Stop.
Are you playing a song about a cruise ship sinking, ma'am? At 10:30? Please stop. So another wow award. Mom, I don't know that was your best choice of practicing spot. You have a room, close the door, and maybe play My Heart Will Go On there.
I cannot believe she chose the open air balcony. And that's a time at night where people were sitting out there.
Oh, they're all sitting out
For
there.
sure. They're all on their balconies. They're enjoying like
They're tipsy.
the pitch black
Yeah.
and, just this beautiful ocean movement. And she's playing My Heart Will Go On like a little off key.
After a few glasses of Chardonnay, I'm sure those music notes were looking a little fuzzy.
But y'all, also what added to the chaos of that scene as I was slowly walking towards Mary was the amount of people running in the room to get seats.
This is why it was so chaotic for our girls to get up and leave, is because the people who were going dummy for trivia or whatever, trivia for dummies, were rushing in. This is what we've realized about the cruisers, about the professional cruisers, is that they are so damn serious about getting to the places ahead of time, staking out their seats,
absolutely,
being the ones close to the stage. And now we know why, because nearly everything is a competition. You have to run to the microphone to answer, and whoever does it first. So these people are sitting in front of the stage, so all they have to do is jump up on there and grab the microphone, and then they're the winners. And it's like, is this is how you win in life? Like, is this this is important to you?
This was very important to them. And when I tell you, they probably were throwing bows, getting our podcasts out of the way, moving tables, pushing the girls.
Women flying in pajamas just across the room.
You may have seen the reel of Mary playing that penny whistle solo. Please go back and watch it.
The guy behind her.
The guy behind her over her shoulder. I die. He was one of the ones who had been waiting.
And he's sitting there with his arms crossed. He could not look more displeased if he tried. Just so that y'all know, that is not Jeff.
No, that's not Jeff.
Now, several people were like, is that Jeff? No, that is not Jeff.
No.
Jeff would never.
He would
never sit there with that amount of disgust on his face.
No, because we would have called him out on the pod for that.
Correct.
Yeah. But man, what a I mean, it was a hot flash. I think all of us just immediately, the temperature rose in that room, and the Gestapo waited until we were out of there.
They did.
Once they marched in, it wasn't even like, I was kind of hoping they'd be like, we'll give you 2 minutes to wrap it up. No. It was like, it's time to go now.
No, and everything does happen on time on a cruise ship.
Yes, it does.
I will say that.
Maritime
Law and Maritime. Mara prompt time law is actually it.
Mira.
Mira. That's my name.
Yeah.
But I will say this. Once we got out of there, the same guy who had initially come in, the leader of the Gestapo, we did ask him, well, since you're here, will you take our group picture? And he did. And he was pleasant from that point on. I mean, he's all over that ship.
He was.
No one wants to be the heavy.
Yeah.
And imagine that job. Yeah. You are constantly walking around seeing who's doing something they shouldn't be doing.
He was enforcing a lot of rules.
It's not for the faint of heart.
Yeah.
And we're just people who a little bit toe the line.
Yeah.
With rules.
Yeah.
And we just pushed it. And maybe we pushed it a little far. But again, that's because of a lack of communication.
That's
and
right.
just wrong communication, wrong information being given to us.
Yes.
And we did what we could.
We did.
And we delivered a great episode.
Yeah.
So that was our collective wow, but there are others.
There are others. I'm trying to think. I mean, I told y'all about my passport. That wow was for me. That was for me.
Almost losing it. Yeah, that was definitely a wow.
I mean, gosh, I would say my other wow is also for me.
What happened?
what I left behind.
Oh, I know. Have you heard back? Okay, let's give them the update. So we told you about the royal bling, right?
Yeah.
That specific Royal Caribbean jewelry. And you're going to wonder how this all goes together, but hang tight. So royal bling, we're in there. I tell Kristen, you've got to sit on this throne. Let me take a fabulous picture of you. You look like a queen. When doesn't she? But you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Well, she had been carrying this bag, this little white bag that had a jersey, a messy jersey that they had sold in the gift shop.
A messy jersey that I got for Tristan.
It's like a specific kind of like limited
Yeah.
edition one because I believe maybe Royal Caribbean is a sponsor of the team, the Miami team,
Yes.
the Miami.
Royal Caribbean, like their logo is on the back of it.
And y'all know this all goes together because David Beckham is who owns that team.
That's right.
And I love the Beckhams.
Yeah.
And I don't know what else I was going to say about that. But anyway, a lot of people don't know that.
They're British and royal people are British.
Oh, thank you so much, Royal Bling.
Yeah.
And they definitely know the royal family.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Messi is soccer royal team.
Absolutely he is.
So she gets this jersey for Tristan knowing he's just going to freak. He's going to
Yes.
love this jersey.
And it was pricey.
It
I will say
was
that.
very pricey.
If it's an official jersey, and
Yeah.
especially if it has Messi's name and number on it, it's going to be pricey. But I said, this is very special. It's literally the only thing I bought on the ship.
Yeah.
I didn't buy other things.
He is your favorite child.
Yes.
That was
Jackie's question.
Jackie's question.
And so I set that down.
So it wouldn't be in the picture.
So it wouldn't be in the picture.
A little off to the side.
Well, when I stood up, I never picked it
Well,
back.
we were just so enthralled by the jewels.
We were. It was the jewelry just
We were
fascinating
sucked
me.
in and fascinated by this that you left the
I
bag
left the
there,
bag.
but did not realize until you had literally just stepped off the
Y'all,
boat.
we had just stepped off the boat, and for some reason in my brain, I thought, where did I put that bag? Did I pack it? And I said, no, I didn't pack it. Oh my gosh, I left it in the jewelry
And I
place.
go back to my pictures and I'm like, it's right there.
We can see it in the picture. We'll post a receipt. So we immediately are like, what do we do? Do I try to go back in? Do I flag somebody?
Which she won't be able to.
Yeah.
Once you're off the ship, you will not be allowed back
but
on.
they have a lost and found, like a whole thing for lost and found, because of course people are losing.
Of course, this is
things.
every single cruise. I'm sure that they have 100 lost and found
Yes. And
requests.
so I go through the whole request thing. We actually upload the photo to show where the bag was.
like, this is where it is. And I guarantee you the jewelry people found it.
Yeah.
And we're like, huh.
Yeah. But
This must belong to somebody.
I will say a messy jersey. I just don't know if that's ever going to be given back. And I have to make peace with that. I have to just say, okay.
Because you know that you're the one who left it. Obviously,
It's
that's
on me.
personal responsibility. However, this is what I told Kristen. That yes, could someone just say they bought a messy jersey and lost it and now the cruise line is on the hook to try to give it back? Sure. Is that what some people might do? I guess so.
Maybe.
She had bought it with her card key. Everything is tracked to the one card key.
Yeah.
So they could see at least she bought it. So even if she were someone who was like, well, I'm going to get a second one this way,
No.
I would think that Royal Caribbean would want to do the right thing,
Yeah.
which in my opinion, what is the cost of this? We
Yeah.
know what you've marked it up to, but what's your hard raw dog cost
That's
on
right.
this jersey?
Yeah.
And is it worth maybe losing a potential cruising customer
Yeah.
for that amount of money if you can at least see on her card that she bought it, that she did
Yes.
purchase one?
Yes. And that you
And
can
that's
also
a
see in
picture.
the photo. Yeah. You can
Yes,
see the bag.
like the bag. Like it's such a specific story. It would be quite comical for someone to come up with this elaborate plan of,
Yes.
I'm going to go to the jewelry store. Those people probably remembered us being in there. I had a white bag.
Well,
It's
honestly,
right
I mean,
here.
they could check footage. They could,
camera.
They could see cameras of me
they're
walking.
everywhere.
Yeah, walking in with the bag. I don't know if I'm going to get it back. If they just never get back to me about it, maybe I'll send an email and
Yeah.
just be like, "Hey,
They need to get back to you at least.
yeah." But I did get on some Reddit, as you know, some Reddit threads
You
about
love
like
Reddit.
lost and found things, and some people said, "Yep, I got my thing back," and other people said, "If it's a nicer item, like one person left their iPad, never got it back. One woman left a really nice coat in the closet, never got it back."
Damn.
And what she said is, you know what? I just chalked it up to whoever took that. Maybe they needed it more
They
than
need
me.
it. Yeah, of course.
And so here's what I'm going to say. If I can't get it back, I'm going to just pretend
Yeah.
that I gambled with that money
And that was gone.
and had a really fun time.
Yep.
And now the money's gone.
As Lisa Trump always says, it's her entertainment money, and
That
it
was-
entertained her.
That was the entertainment money.
And this story now is your entertainment here on this podcast.
That's right. That's right. So anyway, that's
know.
another wow for me. I mean, I'm just losing passports. I'm losing jerseys left and right. What's wrong with me? My brain
There was a lot going on.
My brain has been truly mush.
Yeah.
But it was really sweet because we got back Monday. So on Tuesday, yesterday, Matt was like, I can tell you're coming back. Like you're coming back to yourself.
Yeah.
I can see it. I can sense it. I can feel it. Like it's really great to see that you are de-stressed.
Yeah.
And I said, I feel that.
Good.
My shoulders aren't hunched.
Yeah.
I'm not
clenched.
I'm not clenching my jaw.
Claw's
not clenched. The jaw's not clenched.
The jaw's not. I was saying the jaw's not clenched. And I said it twice. I didn't even fix it the second time. Didn't even notice. I mean, I noticed, but my brain couldn't do it.
So all that to say,
too. Ding, ding.
as I've been mush, I think that's why I was just like being loosey goosey with my items. But
that's okay.
It's okay. It's gonna be fine.
Everything's done.
I'll chase it down if I find it. Great.
And if not, does Tristan know you got it for him and it's lost?
He does not. And I think then what I might do, because I did look it up online, it is a little bit cheaper online.
Oh. It could be his wear for Christmas.
That's what I was gonna do.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make it his wear for Christmas.
Perfect.
Because now I've seen it in real life and I know
gorgeous.
how great it was.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
So I'm like, I know, and I knew the size. So like now
Yeah.
I could order it and feel really good about it. But
True.
it was lost in the casino.
Yeah.
That's it. We're just gonna say casino.
That's it. And you had a really good time gambling it away.
Yeah, I had such fun.
So much fun. All right. What are I'm trying to think of some other wow words. The food was great on the ship, so that couldn't be a wow.
The staff, the food,
staff.
the boat itself.
Boat is gorgeous. I mean, you can tell it's brand new. There's not a chip of paint missing anywhere. Nothing. No wear and tear on
when
anything.
You walked on, it felt like I am in a mall, a brand new sparkling mall is what it was giving when you first walked on. And there's shops and restaurants. There's music playing. I mean, it truly was a lot to take in, but it was like, this is stunning.
Stunning. Absolutely gorgeous boat. Inside and out. Everything was beautiful. Oh, okay. I'm gonna give another wow.
Okay.
I'm
scared.
To Coco K.
Oh, Coco K. But Coco K was fun.
No, Coco K is fun. So here's what you need to know about Coco K. It's their private island that they built basically. And it has a water park on it. It has all these beaches that they built, South Beach, Cocoa Beach, all of the popular beaches around the world. And then they give them the fun names on Coco K.
Yes.
And you can go do lots of stuff. They have a lazy river that's free, and they have pools, and they have Hideaway Beach, which you have to spend extra money on if you want to go there, but it's 18 and over, no kids, no nothing.
Yep.
Then there's like all these other pockets. So great. There's a tram that can take you here, there, and everywhere. They have food there, and it's all included, right? So like if whatever you would have eaten on the boat, they have there.
That's
they
right.
do lunches and drinks and cocktails. And so you're not being nickeled and dimed to death in that way there.
Yeah.
But Morgan, Lauren, and I, and Brandy all wanted to go to the water park.
Yeah.
And so we're like, okay, let's go. And we go to scan in, and it's like, doot, doot, boom. And we're like, oh, what's that beeping noise for? That's not a fun beep.
Beep, boop, boop.
Yeah. And the girl was so sweet. The Royal Caribbean employee was like, oh, did you not buy the pass to the water park? And I'm like, well, how much is that? $114.
That is wild. 114.
Ma'am, $114 on top of this, what we've already spent in this economy? Are you for real?
Like, I'm thinking of people that came there with their children.
With like 4 kids.
If you came with 4 kids thinking, I'm going to go into this water park, and both adults and all 4 kids, we're talking almost 600 plus.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're nearing 7 at that point. Like, that's crazy. Now, maybe they're like, well, that's, a water park in Disney is $150 a day per person. So maybe it's a little bit less, and that's maybe what they're competing against.
But I think when this whole thing is being presented, it's like, and then you go to our private island where you get off and have more fun.
Yes.
So I don't think that was ever indicated, because none of the 4 of you knew about this, right?
Yes, but I also had not researched it. I will say that I went blind into this and was just kind of like, I'll follow wherever I'm led.
Yeah, yeah.
And so I had not researched this. I'm sure it was on the app. I just didn't look. But yeah, there is something about like, the perfect day at Coco K. And so you'll go to Coco K and it will all be included.
Yeah.
Same as whatever's on the boat is now here.
That's right.
And so I did think that the water park, for some reason, that the slides and thing that they were included, but they were not. So we promptly turned around, walked our butts back to the beach, and we all came to the conclusion as we were walking back that We have water slides on the ship.
You sure do.
And those are free.
Really
And
nice
we have
ones.
fun things. Really nice ones. Really fun ones. We have zip lining up there. We have all the things that, are they as tall as here on HoHo? No, but they still are fun and they're free.
Yes.
And I said, y'all want to go back to the ship and just have all the fun there? They have the rock climbing walls. They have everything on the ship. So we decided that that's what we were going to do. And we did. And so on the way back, now I thought someone else said it, but then they all said I said it. So, the whole hook of it is perfect day at HoHo. And
Perfect day at HoHo.
yeah, so it's like perfect day at HoHo. That was our original video idea when we first promoted this cruise.
Yep.
And so as we were walking, I guess I said, well, have a meh day at HoHo. It's more what we had. A meh.
A meh day.
A meh day.
MEH.
But it's because by the time we decided to stay in bed for a while that morning. By the time we got there, I was back on the boat in less than an hour and a half, I think.
You really
went,
were.
I said hello to everybody.
Yeah, you did.
I made sure that I said hello to all of the cruising cats who were
y'all
there.
know she's not an ocean girly, so it's not like you were going to float around out there.
Disgusting. The sand. Yes, you can see through the water. Don't care.
It was crystal clear.
I don't care. I still had to walk on sand to get there. And y'all know how that is for me. I took some videos with our cute matching swimsuits.
Yeah.
I took the pictures with all the podcats.
Yeah.
I said hello. I held the babies. I kissed the people and I held the babies and I shook the hands.
Yes.
And then I said, I am gone. And I walked my butt back to the cruise ship. And I said, have a meh day at HoHo. I didn't even eat on the island.
I was going to ask.
I did nothing.
You didn't
I didn't
even-
get a single, no, I think my sister maybe got me a drink.
But you didn't have any of the food? The food was good. It was quick service stuff. You could get
burgers.
You could get a salad, but like burgers, chicken sandwiches, that kind of stuff is great.
No, and I didn't want to do any of the shopping at any of the huts or I was just like, okay,
Yeah.
I'm going to go right back to the ship. And I did. And I had a great time on the ship that afternoon.
Okay, good.
I have a great time all the time, but not at HoHo.
It was a meh.
It was meh. It was a meh day at HoHo.
Maritime meh.
I really do think someone else said it first, but I maybe just said it louder. You know the people who just repeat the joke louder.
You thought it was Lauren Palmer who said it.
I did. I thought it was Lauren who said it. She's like, no, I don't think so. I'm like, well, I'm trying to give you credit. Take it.
Well, Lauren Palmer is one of those who's like quietly really funny.
Quiet. And then I just repeat stuff louder.
Quietly, like super, super funny. And so you said my sister's really, really funny over text. Like, she is
Lauren.
so, like,
Sister Lauren is so funny over text. In the
Yes.
private group, she's hysterical.
she's hysterical. And then Lauren Palmer is the more like quiet, funny in person. But we did want to give a shout out to Morgan
Yes.
Amanda. Sorry,
Morgan
I always
Amanda.
have to say Morgan Amanda.
I don't think she minds it.
Okay, Morgan Leatherwood.
It only helps promote her business more. It's literally called Morgan Amanda Photography.
It's true. It's true.
Like, it's not hurting.
But she is a great person to travel with.
Great person to travel with. Great person in a group. Here's the difference about Morgan. Morgan is happy to lead.
Yeah.
She is happy to say, I know this. I've looked it up. I've researched it. I know the things. I am happy to lead you through it.
Yeah.
But she is not domineering.
No.
She's not domineering.
She's open to everybody's ideas.
Yes.
And she'll say, I know we could go do this and it'll be great, but what do you guys want to
Yeah.
do? Do you think that's a good idea? She leads confidently, but it is not overbearing. It is not with a bad attitude.
Not with a bad attitude.
She's not annoyed.
No.
It was a delight to be with her because she
Yes.
was very researched and she knew what she was doing.
Hey, here are the options at 10 if we want to do any of this. Does any of that sound good? This is what I think sounds the most fun.
Yeah.
And I'm like, great.
I mean, even in
love
the
that.
airport,
Yeah.
she did it at Disney. She did it on the cruise. And even at the airport,
Yep.
she was like, oh no, it's faster to go this way.
Because she's the baby of her family,
Yeah.
but she leads well.
She leads very well.
She leads very well. And like I said, not in a domineering way and not with attitude. Amazing to herd this amount of people
Yes.
and not have an attitude about it. Couldn't be us. We literally had an attitude the whole time about it.
We should have had Morgan just like do it. Just herd all these people. Make sure they're happy.
We didn't know that until we were getting closer to the end of this trip. I'm just like, oh my gosh, you are incredible to
Yeah.
travel with. And
Yes.
and you know where the gate is. I mean, it's probably like traveling with Matt.
Yeah.
Like
Oh, yeah.
that's what you're used to.
And I did say that to her. I said it's giving Matt
Mm-hmm.
because Matt knows where everything is. He has researched it. He knows, but he's never being upset or angry about it. It's just like, hey, follow me. I know the way and you're going to have a great time.
Yeah.
Just trust me.
Yeah.
You know? And that Morgan was really giving that where you could trust her and it all worked out. Everything she said
Great.
was great.
So great. So that's our Bob Award. Best of the best.
So that's
is-
our Bob sound. I like that.
best of the best, I would say Morgan leading the charge.
Yes.
Wow.
Morgan.
Worst of the worst was, as we've already discussed, I of course had to give my mom a hard time because she likes to be everywhere 17 hours early and can't relax through it. Just can't.
Oh my gosh. Wait.
Relax.
Y'all, when we got back, this was so funny because I clocked it, but I didn't say anything out loud. And then you called her out. When we got back to the airport to fly home, we got to go to the Admirals Club, which was so nice. Thank you, ladies, for getting us into the Admirals Club.
Who knew we had so many friends with Admirals membership?
Yeah,
nice to know.
Really nice. We got to have breakfast. Then they switched
And
over to lunch.
Perfect timing.
We had lunch too. And so we're just relaxed. We still have a big amount of time
2 hours.
until our flight is going to board. And
Yes.
And eventually you see Mary just stand up.
Just stand up.
She stands up next to the table that we're all eating at.
Cross his arms.
Crosses her arms, and she's listening to the conversation. She's nodding
Swaying.
along, but she does begin to sway. And she kind of is looking down. And in my head,
Looking
I'm
at
like,
all of our eyeballs.
Mary is ready to go to the gate. She's feeling nervous. She is feeling worried that she doesn't want to miss. And is anyone else seeing this? Because we can stand up and go. Like, it's totally fine.
I think we're finishing our conversation. Some people are finishing their drinks. Some people are finishing their plates of food. And we still have our flight was at what, 12:40?
Yeah.
It's 11:30.
Yeah.
Like, yes, I understand that we're going to start boarding in 22 minutes, but the Admirals Club is in the exact place where our gate is. We have to walk, I don't know, 4 minutes to get there. So it's kind of like, well, we could sit in these very comfortable padded chairs where we have food and drinks and someone waiting on us. Or we can go stand in the middle of the airport with 300 other people.
With all our heavy bags.
With all of our heavy bags and just stare at the gate door. And
That's what we did. We just stood there and stared at it.
so finally, Morgan Amanda goes, all right, I think we should go to the gate.
Yeah.
And my mom goes, thank you, Morgan. Thank you. Thank you for finally saying something. I'm like, Mom. Oh my God.
You did. You called her out. You were like, yeah, Mom, we've seen you standing there with your arms crossed.
Saw you standing up. Yep. Saw that. Clock that. Yep, we got it. You were ready to go. We're not going to say anything because I don't want the girls to give me a hard time. Damn it.
She didn't say anything.
Just stood up, hovered. It's like when Joshua starts pacing and like,
Yeah.
just go to the car.
Yeah.
Just go sit in the car.
Yeah.
It's okay. Watch a car video. We'll all be out there eventually.
Very soon.
You had 2 daughters and a wife.
Yeah.
We got stuff to do
We gotta
before we can
finish.
walk out the door.
Yeah.
You just go sit in it, watch a car video. So I'm like, Mom, what you doing?
What
just
you doing?
standing up,
Just swaying.
swaying back and forth, just swaying. Maybe it was her being off the boat. Okay, I'll give you that, Mary. Maybe you're just swaying from.
Maybe it was that. Actually, maybe she didn't realize she was swaying.
Sure, maybe. She
Okay.
still stood up and grabbed her. I mean, literally grabbed her luggage, held it in her hands, just like
Swaying.
this. Okay, so we walked to the gate, and I think my sister at this point says something like, well, thank God we got to the gate 17 minutes before they started boarding even the first group, and now we're here. And my mother goes,
Yeah.
well, nobody would let me come to the gate early.
And you
I do not allow
You
the
don't-
mistruths to be said.
don't like a lie.
It's just say what you mean and mean what you say. I said, Mom,
Because she said, which exactly what she said was.
no one allowed me to come to the gate early.
And is that true?
No, because she had never even said, hey guys, I would like to go to the gate now.
Yeah.
I'm going to go to the gate. And
And
we were
no
like,
one- and no
it's
one-
not like we were like, no, Mom, stay in the Admirals Club. Stay here. Sit down.
Held against
Be near me. No one said that.
No one pinned her down.
Now, what she meant in her mind is when I stood up,
Yeah.
no one else stood up and said, why are you standing up?
Yeah. That was it.
And then she, in her mind, said, well, I would like to go to the gate. And in her mind, Jackie and I said, we don't need to go to the gate yet. Mom, calm down. And in her mind, she was like, but I'd really like to go. You know, I like to go early. And then in her mind, we reply. It's like she had an entire, and
She absolutely did.
just like I do.
Yeah. She had a whole conversation. That never happened.
In her mind.
Yes.
And so she now is out loud saying all the things that probably happened in her head. No one allowed me to go to the gate early. And I said, Mom, that's not true. You could have come to the gate at any time. You were not held against your will in the
Yeah.
Admirals Club
You could have
with your salmon sandwich. Okay. and your tortellini pasta.
Yes.
You were not held against your will here. You could have come at any time if that would have made you feel better. Yes, Jackie and I probably still would have given you some ish about it.
Yes.
Because that's what we do in this here family.
As the daughters.
Okay, as the daughters in this family, we do that. But that had not happened. And had you said that you wanted to go to the gate and it was very important to you, I would have said, please go because I know that will make you feel better.
Yeah, go sit down and then you're there. You're not going to miss.
And then we will come when we come. But to say no one allowed you to when there was no such speaking of this, I won't allow it to fly. And of course, she was like, I've been pretty good. I've been pretty good on this whole trip. And I'm like, you have been.
She did say that. She was like, I've been so good on this trip.
She has been.
And she really was.
I give my mom an MVP, a Bob Award to Mary.
Yes.
She paid for the trip.
She was so good.
She took care of the things. Matrix sponsored the welcome reception. They then sponsored the podcast with the mimosas.
Yes.
She was so generous. She's always generous. My mom's always generous. She's a doer. She learned the penny whistle. She brought the baby oil. She had the bag of props.
And she made people laugh. Like, I think people really got a kick out of Mary.
Well, she is a caricature. She is a character I play.
Yes, she
right?
is. Yes.
And so for people to get to meet her in real life and to see that I am accurate.
It's very accurate.
And that she is larger than life. Because I don't think my mom considers herself this like huge, big personality, but she is.
She is.
And so for people to be able to see that and to laugh at the stories and to hear all the things that she had to say and to be entertained by her.
Yes.
And that accent to be as accurate as I can get it some days, sometimes.
Yes.
And some people were like, my life is done or like my life is lived now because I heard your mom say, Jesus Christ, Miranda.
Yes.
God, and dropping all the things. They were like, I heard it. I'm like, this is her. This is who she is.
That's how you know it so well because you've heard it, I don't know, 10,000 times throughout your lifetime.
And so when I do the bit here about her, people were like, this is it. This is her. And they really enjoyed meeting her. And she's so beyond generous. And even, with my sister and me, she did things behind the scenes that people don't even know about. And we are so grateful. And my sister, I mean, I think that this is like the longest my sister and I have spent time together in a really, really long time. And it was great to have that time with her. She was a superstar. She managed things and handled things.
Jackie was a star. She took
really
people
was
under her wing.
She did.
She really was so great on this trip.
So complimentary of us.
Yeah,
she
was very
complimentary. Beautiful to see. And I mean, we could say that about so many different people on the trip with us, but really, like, I know, as I always say, I give my mom so much. I give her such a hard time.
Yeah.
I give her such a hard time, but it's in love. And this is nothing like earth shattering.
Yeah.
Like she just wants to get to places early. She can be impatient in that way.
Yeah.
But we all have our things. Me running behind and being a procrastinator drives her as crazy as that for me with her. So I can own my stuff.
That's true.
I can own my stuff.
That's what we do here.
But we just have to, you got to give people a hard time about it. But when she said out loud, no one let me come to the gate early, I was like, I'm not going to let you say it.
You didn't let it slide. Not for 1 second.
Not for a beat. Okay, girl.
I feel like that was some good wows, and I feel like it helped us cover the rest of the story.
Yeah.
Everyone has a story. And that was our story of the cruise.
And there won't be another one, so sorry to those who think that you're going to catch us on the flippity flip. You're not. We're not doing this again. We're not.
I am still saying there is a possibility way down the road of some kind of...
When we have a team.
Yes, a smaller gathering when we get the interns, the unpaid interns working for us.
Yep.
Then we might be able to do like a weekend away somewhere in the Carolinas. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe
we can do that.
But there will be no promises made, no promises kept.
No promises made, no promises kept. What I think our next thing needs to be is a local live recording.
Yeah.
Because now that you've had
I've got it under my belt.
Now that you've done it under your... Excuse me. Now that you have it under your belt and you've dipped your toe in it, now you realize, okay, it's not bad at all. We're just our same people.
Yeah.
And I think that that's what we should do next.
I like that.
And then we will eventually one day, far, far down the road, do another group thing where we host a bunch of people.
Okay.
We need to recoup.
We need to recoup.
But there was a second in my brain in the last day that was like, maybe we could do that again. But then I swayed, and I swayed myself right out of the thought.
You swung this way.
Yeah. I bent over and was like,
Yeah.
no, I don't want to do that
And then
again.
just like a swing state, you swung right back.
Oh, boy. To be continued.